Hi there, YouTube. All right, we're back with our second video in our Rudiments series. So the first video was focused on the basic SingleStrokeFour, and I didn't do anything crazy with it, tried to keep the video short and sweet, and I'm gonna try to do that same thing here today. I mentioned at the very end of the video that we're gonna be talking about a rudiment called the SingleStrokeFour. That just means there's 4 hits to the rudiment. There's 4 strokes to the rudiment. It's single strokes, so that means you're alternating right, left, right, left. I think the Percussive Arts Society notation, I want to say, and it's been a while, I should have this in front of me, but I think it's like 16th note triplets, 3 16th note triplets, and then an 8th note. And so a great way to kind of practice this, especially if you're a new drummer, is think about, you're going to play these 4 notes between beats 1, then the and of 1. So 1 and it'll end on the and if you're playing with a metronome or if you're counting 8th notes, especially you beginners. I know 8th note counting is so helpful. What is 8th note counting? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you're counting that, if you're counting 8th notes, you could play a SingleStrokeFour from 1 and then finish on the and of 1, and then restart on 2 and then finish on the and of 2, and then restart on 3 and finish on the and of 3, and then restart on 4 and finish on the and of 4. That would be one measure of the SingleStrokeFour. In today's video, we're gonna go fairly slow. I think it's 60 beats per minute. Our quarter note equals 60 beats per minute. I just wanna kind of give you, just show you how to do it. There's, as I mentioned in the first video, there's so many different ways, like people will try and play this. I'm just going with I think a simple way of kind of introducing you to the rudiment. So, so it's 4 hits, and so here we go. So this is quarter notes. So if you're counting 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, that was leading with my right hand. Now I'll do the same thing. So if you're practicing, you would practice it like that, but then you would also want to practice it leading with your left hand. You want to practice leading with both hands. Why? Because we have a dominant hand and a non-dominant hand, and we want to develop control over both. You don't want to just be, if you're a righty, you don't want your right hand to be, more in control than your left hand. And if you're a left-handed player, you don't want your left hand to be more in control than your right. So 60 BPM again, 3, 4. Okay, let's go a little faster. Now, typically, when you're developing your rudiments, or anything, when you're developing any pattern, I always recommend only increasing by 3 beats per minute at a time. You could do that multiple times in one practice session, but it's a great way of kind of tricking your brain into the speed. Often when we do we want to do increase by 10, but often we reach a point where we kind of psych ourselves out because our brain is conscious of oh wow, that is objectively faster than what I was just doing. I don't think I can do it. That's when those thoughts pop in. But often when you're only increasing by 3, that doesn't happen, or it happens much less. So I recommend increasing only by 3. But for today's video, I want to show you just a little bit of a difference in tempo. So here's 80, leading with the right. And we'll do leading with the left. And there you have it. That's the SingleStrokeFour. That's it. Now, obviously, you can get super, super fast with that, and I encourage you to do that. But a couple things to remember. There's no accents in this pattern, so that doesn't mean you aren't allowed to do it eventually. Once you learn the pattern, absolutely create whatever you want with it. Manipulate it. Like I mentioned in a video I did talking about rudiments, that there are these amazing hybrid rudiments out there. That's drummers who, amazing drummers who have taken different rudiments and sandwiched them together, or added accents and different dynamics that kind of manipulate the rudiment, and that is awesome. What we are doing in this series is we're just learning the basic version of these kind of official rudiments. And so in the official SingleStrokeFour, there's no real accent associated with it. But I would encourage you to play with different dynamics. So try playing super soft, where you're keeping the stick really close to the pad. Today I kind of played with a mid-range volume, but you could also try and play this with, much higher range, where the stick heights are coming up really high. It's good to practice, at least 3 different versions of dynamics. So you could think loud, medium, soft, that can be really good to do. So, all right, SingleStrokeFour, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, do all the YouTube-y things, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share it with other people. Drop a comment below if you have comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, whatever, all the YouTube stuff. I would just be so grateful for your support. All of that stuff, any and all of it helps grow this channel. And I'm just so appreciative. So, all right, I'm also going to put a link below in this video. There's also a link in the previous rudiment videos for a PDF of all of the rudiments I'm covering in this series. I think there's going to be about 40 rudiments I cover, and it should be about 2 pages of just little notation with the sticking of each of these rudiments. So you can hit the click the link in the description of this video to get your free PDF. So, all right, listen, have a great day. Have a very blessed day. Thank you for being here with me on the DrumShed, and I'll see you next time for the Single Stroke 7.